Hello everyone and Happy New Year. It's now officially 2024, just a couple of days in, and I'm very excited about all the new things within this new January-February catalogue. But I do want to make a bit of an apology. I have been MIA for the last couple of weeks. I have had to be there for my elderly parents. They are okay, but they're getting older and they need a lot more help at the moment. So I didn't actually get to complete my Tuesday tags videos, which I was a little bit disappointed about. Week 7, I had recorded the actual putting them together, and then I was going to do a design space tutorial with it. I think the tags would transfer quite well over to birthday tags, so I'm thinking I will still put that out for you, even though it will be Christmas themed. But if you would like to see that and the Cricut tutorial that I have it planned to do for that, just let me know in the comments below and I will get to that eventually. But for now, it's the start of the new year. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas celebrations and your New Year's celebrations. I don't really have any New Year's resolutions. I'm planning on getting my act together with my personal scrapbooking and also trying to keep up to date with my videos and the new releases. So that being said, today's video is part of the Twisted Sisters YouTube collaboration, where several of us close to my heart makers get together, take a brand new catalogue, take something out of the catalogue and twist it into something that you might not have expected. You can see what I've got in front of me here is a very pretty paper pack. This is called Sweet Memories. I'm just going to open the catalogue, and while I'm doing that, I'll just let you know there will be a playlist link below so you can check out what the other girls are doing. I think there are 7 of us this time around, so at least a week's worth of inspiration for you from this brand new catalogue. I have lots of plans to get stuck into this Let's Party. So this is a bit of a flip through of the catalogue, as well as what I'm going to bring you today, which is a double page scrapbook using this wonderful collection. But I did want to show you this. This might be your first look at it. It's a gorgeous birthday, fun, bright celebration collection. And the tags that I was talking about before, I think will translate quite well to this collection. So I just have to put my thinking cap on and rework the video a little bit to bring you an example using this. I love this stamp set and die cuts. You would have seen me use the die cuts if you've seen any of my December Daily or Days of December book videos that I started airing last year. I'm using these numbers here for a lot of the pages to signify the days in December. They're 2-inch high die cuts and they're absolutely fabulous. I really love them. This is one of my must-have picks. I think this might disappear fast. I love the fonts that are used with this. So it's the Let's Party Card Making Workshop Kit, and the die cuts are what I want this for. Not necessarily to make these cards, which are all gorgeous, and you can do that when you purchase the kits, but I love the birthday font. I love the It's Your Day that you can put on top of these. You can use them for scrapbook layouts as well as cards, and also for tags as well. So that was a must-have in my opinion. So I would grab that now if you can. This is the collection I'm working with today, Sweet Memories. Totally different look to it than the Let's Party collection. You can see this is all bright and fun and colourful, and this one is much more muted. This would actually be suited really well for junk journaling as well. My favourite paper here, I suppose, is the camera paper and the ledger paper. I'll be using that today. There's die cuts, as always, a digital collection. I have both of these stamp sets. I wasn't going to get them, but I couldn't resist. They've got great titles for pages and also fabulous die cuts as well. So you can see here the ones that are shaded have a die cut. I can't resist anything with a camera. So the thin cuts come with these. I'll just pull them out so that you can see. The thin cuts come with these. They are true to size in the catalogue. I know I'll be using the rectangle and this ticket style one quite a bit, maybe not even necessarily for these actual stamps that they've been designed for. I think I can use them with other things as well. So these are very versatile, and I love the Sweet Memories scrapbooking stamp set, and that's got thin cuts for all of these pieces here that are shaded, and I can see these being used on scrapbook layouts, junk journals, diaries, all those sorts of things. And I'm going to bring those stamp sets in with what I'm twisting today. It's the scrapbooking workshop for the Sweet Memories collection. But I just want to quickly flip through this catalogue, show you the card making kit. I just ordered this one today because I want the swirl. I love this doily type thin cut, and these are also excellent for art booking as well. So when I'm looking at these, I'm not necessarily looking at it thinking this is just for card making. I'm looking at it for putting on scrapbook layouts, junk journal, and art journals as well. I love the mix-in papers. I'm going to flip through this very quickly to show you my next pick for maybe a must-have. A lot of people will love this die. It actually cuts out into the card panel. It doesn't cut an outline around the heart, so that creates some very good opportunity for layering and a shadow look when you use 3D foam tape. This is super cute, these little bears, the Goodnight Teddies. I still haven't got to my must-have pick. The Highland cows are absolutely cute as, and if you're into scouts or just love camping. If you're not involved in scouts, you can still use this section here. You can cut away the troop here, and then you could stamp with an alphabet set and have camp life or outdoor life or something like this. So that's quite a versatile set. Don't be thrown off by the fact that it is specifically designed, and you can see here that it is designed for scout life. Some gorgeous hummingbirds. Another fabulous layered stencil. I still haven't got to my must-have. It's here somewhere. I must be getting to it soon. Here it is. These are the 3x3 inch frame thin cuts. They are only available to purchase individually, and the 3x3 inch piece refers to the inside section of these frames, not the outside section. They're just shy of 4 inches wide, so you can cut 4-inch panels of cardstock and cut these out quite easily from that. And I just used them recently for cards at a workshop that we ran on the 29th of December, a 12-hour workshop. So I'm going to share with you in probably another video the cards and the projects that we made using these. But for me, these are a must-have. They're actually 50% of actual size. I've got them right here, so I'll bring them in so that you can see them in sort of real life. So you can see they're quite a decent size. They fit onto an A2 card base, but they're also perfect for scrapbooking as well. I absolutely love all of these, so of course I had to get them all. And I love the fact that in each catalogue now, we actually have 2 different alpha sets at the moment. So these are quite versatile as well. You can see from the artwork, you can create your own background with them. You can do an ombre effect, but I love this bold one, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to get this one too because I quite like this font. Here is the stamp of the month. This is a must-have. This is January's stamp of the month. This is February's. Both of them have thin cuts if you choose that option with your qualifying order. But for me, the thin cuts won me over for this because this is like a little note card. You can see here it cuts out the little hole so it looks like it's been torn out of a notepad, and the scallop die and this arrow as well. I just love this, and it's so appropriate for this time of year if you wanted to record a January page, your January resolutions, or if you're in Australia, school is heading back at the end of this month, so that would make a great opening page for the start of the school year. So that's enough of me talking you through the catalogue. Let's have a look at what I'm playing with today. I've opened up the Scrapbook Workshop Kit for Sweet Memories. You always get a handout so that you can make the 3 double-page spreads. It has a cutting guide. It has step-by-step instructions. They have a die sheet with these. There's 2 of them, and on the back of them, the labels are there so that you know which pieces go with what project if you want to follow along with the suggestions here. It really is a comprehensive kit in and of itself, and you get 3 gorgeous double-page spreads. You also get these die cuts. Now, these are specific to the workshop kit. If you love the die cuts, you can actually order a larger die cut pack, and this one has cameras and more word art. This one is just a sampling of what is within this for the actual workshop kit to enable you to make the 3 double-page spreads as designed in the kit. The sticker sheet is gorgeous. This is my favourite paper in the pack. I love the ledger print and I love the camera print. So these are the 2 pieces I'm going to use today. There's a collage style, a floral. There's a nice generic green here. This is in sage with a print. and then a periwinkle print on the other side. And this is specific to the kit. You can't get this paper any other way. So this way in the workshop kits, the back side of them is white. So this is just specifically for this kit if you want to use it within the workshop guide, or if you know me quite well, you know I always take them apart and make them over and create my own designs with them, loosely following what the actual workshop guide has laid out for us. I love this textured linen look paper. It's almost like a wood, a very subtle wood. So I'm definitely going to be using this in a project. And you get, of course, the coordinating cardstock, which is mulberry, mink, charcoal, and white. So you get everything that you need, including the placeholders for your photos, within the workshop kit to make these 3 double-page spreads. The one I'm going to be making over today and putting a twist on is project 1. So let me clear all of this away and get this set up so that you can see what I have in store for you today. So this is what I think I'm going to go with. Instead of having these pie pieces coming down in a fan-like shape along the edges of the layouts here, I decided I wanted to create a couple of circular elements here. I haven't actually used 2 of the pieces. These match the specialty paper that's within this kit, and when I put it on here, I just thought it was adding a little bit too much of a solid color. I know I'm going to introduce some depth with different colors in other layouts on this, but this one I wanted to keep light and fresh. And then bringing this back in again, you can see it's 2 full sheets of this paper, but I love both sides of this paper, and I do love the ledger one, especially for this kit. So all I've done is cut these 2 sheets in half so that I get the lower section of this as a 6x12, and then I'm doing that at the top of the facing page to this. And then I've got this to use on another piece. I might cut these down so that I've got this limited ledger piece, and then I'll be able to bring in this camera pattern in other projects. So they've got set aside, and I've used the zip strip from the top of this to separate the pattern from here and the pie pieces. Now I want to bring in a little bit of stenciling behind these pie pieces to make them all look like they belong. So I'm going to use the Skylark stencil. This is the December-January special, and it is still available. You can see it was very well used last week with my 12-hour workshop that I did, but it is still usable. We used rosy ink, and any pinks are very hard to get out, and reds are very hard to get out of a stencil. It's been thoroughly washed. It hasn't been harmed at all. I'm going to be able to use that to do a little bit of stenciling, not too much, coming out of the edges of the pie area here, or the circle areas that I've got. And I'm going to do that with Periwinkle and Sage. Both of these 2 colours are featured colours within this kit, but you didn't get any Periwinkle cardstock with it. But what I've decided to do to keep this all nice and bright is to bring in some Periwinkle for the mats of my photos. So I've gone ahead and prepped those, and I'm thinking I'm going to just put 2 6x or 4x6 photos here, and that's going to come down over the top of this strip and anchor everything together. And then I think this side's just going to have 4x4s. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put one of the photos so that it comes down over top of this section. And I'm just wondering visually if I should bring this zip strip down so that it matches rather than butting it up to the edge here. This way it will match all the way across. I've put it at the base of this paper, and I had originally put it at the top, but I think what I'm going to do is bring that down so that the eye runs across all the way here, and then I'm just going to bring these down as well. I'm just dry fitting everything for now, but you can see this is a total makeover on the original intent of this layout. So I'm quite liking how this is looking. I am going to bring in this Sweet Memories. This is a sticker, so I'm thinking I might put that. I don't really want to hide this camera, so I might just stagger these 4x4 photos just a little bit, as the camera element is hidden on this page. So I really love that cluster there. Bring this way down and then put that one there. You can still see that there are these pie pieces, and you'll notice that some of them do stick out further than others. Some are a little bit larger, so this one here is quite large. It creates a bit of fun rather than having everything all nicely matched up. And then my Sweet Memories title can go across this section here. I just leave them on the sticker sheet and cut them out. So I think that will sit in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my little bit of stenciling. So I'm going to take all of this off. Actually, what I can do is adhere these sections and then do my stenciling in and around these sections here with a little bit coming out onto this ledger paper. So I'm going to clear all this away and come back with a little bit of stenciling. So you can see on the left page here, I've done some stenciling ahead of time just to show you the effect that I'm going for. I know on this side I've got 2 4x6 photos and then I've got my semicircle piece here. So what I'm doing is just holding this on. I'm not using tape at all. If you're not confident with doing this, I suggest using some washi tape or even some painter's tape. I'm just making sure that I'm holding on to this a little bit. I'm going up to this line as well. Some of this will obviously be covered by the semicircle pieces. I'm not using a heavy hand at all. I'm just doing a little bit of sponging onto here, and you can see when I pull this back you get a lovely delicate look to this. I'm going to put just a little bit down over here as well, just to spread it out somewhat, but I'm not doing the whole section in one go. And then I'm going to come in with Periwinkle. So I was using jade before, not jade, sorry, sage before, and I'm just tapping my Periwinkle off a little bit because it's quite a strong colour. It might be a little bit more juicy than my sage, and I don't want a really strong colour for this. So I'm just peeling it back, having a little look and looking at my progress and deciding whether or not I like how it's coming along. So I'm doing this section here. I love the delicate look of that. I'm going to repeat this just a little bit over this side, but I'm also going to have some coming out over here. So I'm going to use a different part of the stencil, turn it around a little bit so it doesn't look all too much the same. And with my sage ink, I'm just going straight in with a very light hand. And I love how the stenciling looks on top of this ledger pattern paper. It really is very, very pretty. So there you are. You can see that's coming along nicely. I'm just going to add a little bit more sage here. I'm using the sage over the leaf areas. If I get a little bit onto where a floral element is or the flower element is, it really doesn't bother me. I'm quite happy for them to mix together just a little bit. And then with my periwinkle, I am tapping that off. And I am using a fairly light hand, and when I get to these larger elements, I'm going in from the outside edge because these are quite bendy, had quite a lot of use over the last day or so, and you just have to be a little bit careful when you've got these pieces that do pop up a little bit. So you can see how wonderful that looks. I just love the softness and the look of that. And then I'm going to repeat that again down in this section here, and then adhere my pie pieces down and the photo mats, and I'll be back to show you how I'm going to embellish it. I've got all my pieces adhered to the page. I've adhered the title in a slightly different spot than what they've got it on this original format. They've got the Sweet Memories down here on the right page, but because I've got my semicircle going there, and this was getting a little bit busy with this stenciling going here, so I broke it up a little bit with Sweet Memories and put the title up here. I've picked out some of the stickers from the sticker sheet to put and make a little cluster going around this section here, and I think with these little tab die cuts, I'm going to put one up on this area and one down here. On the original, they do have them placed so that they overlap the photo mat. I think this photo mat's in charcoal that they've used. And then they've put a little word art piece on there, blessed and loved. But I actually love the design on this and I don't want to cover it up too much. So I think I'm just going to leave those as decorative elements all by themselves. Snapshots, I'm going to keep the same as what they've got here and put that across this little tab element. So I can just adhere that one straight down. Some of them I'm going to use foam tape on, and some of them I'm going to just adhere direct to page. This Picture Perfect Day is on the original as well. It's on the left page up here, but I've got this Sweet Memories. So I think what I'm going to do is tuck that under, and then I'm going to make a cluster over on this side with two of the large flowers. Now on the original piece here, they've made a cluster on this section, but I quite like looking at that artwork just as it is like that. I don't want to introduce any more pieces to it. So I'm going to build up my cluster on the right side and use some of these elements. So I think I've left enough room there. These are going to be popped up on foam tape. So this one I am just going to tuck under, and that flattens it out a bit so there are not too many shapes on this page, because we've already got the semicircle piece and the actual pieces, the pie pieces that are cut out. So while I'm talking about that, I wanted to bring in these journaling spots. Now these have got banner edges, and I'm finding that that's quite a lot to have on the page. So what I'm going to do is adhere these down along this side, and then I will trim these off, I think, so that they are flat. I'm just finding that it's a little bit too much with the stenciling, the pie pieces, and all these other elements that are on here. This floral element I'm going to adhere under a little bit. I'll just rotate that so the shading is on the bottom area, but I don't want to stick it down too much because I do want to put my leaves underneath here. I'm thinking I might put one coming out here, so I need to adhere that down. So just a little bit of dot roller. So one along here. I want to still see my zip strip piece so it looks like it is continuing all the way across. And then this one can come out this side, and then I'll trim off the overhanging pieces. And then for this floral element here, I'm going to have them coming out like this. So I can adhere this one down, make sure it's coming out the right direction. And then this leaf here can overlap that one as well. So it's creating a little cluster there. This one is a die, so I'm going to attach some foam tape to that and also adhere all of these down. And then I've got another little rose. I don't know if I want to add these in or not. I'm just going to take them away and have a little look. I'm going to pop the butterfly up on foam tape. Maybe I'll swap them around and put the Periwinkle one here and see if that stands out a little bit more. And I think that works better. The Periwinkle is popping against the ledger paper, and this mist piece is popping against these stencil background piece. And I think I'm going to call that done. There are a couple of die cut hearts. So what I normally do with the die cuts, when I push them all out of the sheets, I sort them into project type and put them in little dishes. So they've all got the project number on the back. I don't necessarily have to use them all. So you can see I've done that for project 3 as well. There's a lot of die cut pieces on project 3. But when I get around to doing project 3, I might not use them all on the page, and I'll be able to extend this kit a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is take these hearts and sprinkle these around, and that will then make me decide if I want to put these little rose elements in or not. I think a little heart peeking out from this floral element would be quite cute, and then maybe a heart coming out from this butterfly. And then there are a couple of smaller periwinkle ones that I will put going up the side here, and that will bring in that butterfly. So I'm going to adhere all of this down, pop the elements up on foam tape, and I'll be back to show you the end result. Here's the finished double page spread. You might have noticed that the pie pieces have been treated slightly. I did go around with a blending tool and add just a little bit of sage on the edges of these, because some of the patterns were getting lost into the white. And I have decided not to use these little rose stickers. So what I'm going to do is put them in my little pot here with the project 3 elements, because it matches up with this die cut element here, and I think that will work quite well. So there's the cluster on the right side here that I've built up with some foam tape, and I trimmed off the edges of those banner journaling strips. And this side here, I've left this embellishment group that's printed on the paper as is. I haven't put any more pieces over top of that because I really love the artwork in this, and just a simple title with the butterfly. And that's my makeover, the first makeover for this scrapbooking workshop kit for Sweet Memories, and my twist on taking all of these pie pieces, instead of having them coming down in a fan sort of arrangement, I've used them in a semicircle arrangement, and I've embraced the fact that some of them are a little bit larger than others. You can see this one has been double matted, so it was intended for this piece here to go over top of that, but I really love the print on this and didn't want to hide it up. So each piece is used individually, and I still have 2 of these pie pieces left over for another layout. Thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for more makeovers of this gorgeous Sweet Memories scrapbook workshop kit. As always, happy crafting and bye for now.